future as well, people need being uplifted, and stories are the best way how to get uplifted. That's why I have this show where actually people like myself and also my guests come to you to share with you some stories. And today, the story is about my experience of staying in the cave at Gran Canaria. I know right now I'm actually not in the cave, and this is in Tenerife, it's one of the cities, and right now I'm on the beach because I wanted to share with you some of the sunshine, some of the sea waves, some potentially birds at the background, and beautiful water just to get you inspired. But the story today will be about the stay of mine, because I did that myself personally, in the cave in Gran Canaria. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up today, because that was truly transformational to me. I cannot even tell you in one sentence how much I learned about myself because of the stay in the cave. So what happened? One weekend, I was thinking, okay, what should I do for a change? I've seen so many places already. I've seen so many different places, cities and beaches and beautiful views and scenery. So what can I do for a change in order to experience Gran Canaria to the fullest? And what I booked for myself a stay in the cave. When I mean cave, it was a real cave. So as you walk in to the cave, there is just a cave. It's not a glam cave. It's not a cave-looking room, right? It was literally at the bottom of the mountain, like in the cliff, right? You go from the top level of that hill, you go all the way down to the actual cave, right? And then you enter the cave, and you can walk in. There's a little, very, very basic bed, pillows, little table with the candles on that. And also, this is the most hilarious part. Also, on a little string, there's a little cloth pretending to be a door, almost like protecting you from potentially the wind or a cold, right? So when I saw those pictures, I first of all thought, wowzers, okay, that's something I never done before. I wonder what it's gonna feel like. I wonder if that's gonna somehow make me feel a certain way or not. Let's do it. And I also need to add here that there was a warning. You will have zero mobile signal in the cave, and also there's zero light. Okay, so you can't read a book unless you have a candlelight, right? And you can't be on your social media because there's no phone signal. Even when you walk outside of the cave in a little valley, there's still no signal because it is so low in the valley. And what's really interesting, whilst I was in the cave, I discovered some really fascinating things. First of all, going to the cave, it was exciting daytime, right? But then I went for a meal, and I had a meal in the restaurant. And as I was just about to go back to the cave, I realized I became very, very agitated. I became quite stressed. I became like quite nervous because I was more and more thinking that I will be staying in the cave, in the darkness. And I'll tell you what, that was pretty scary, all right? So here I am going all the way down to this cave. And what's really interesting, the more I was going down, the scarier I felt, okay? I felt quite nervous because I knew that it's just myself and the nature, okay? There could be some animals, there could be some insects, there could be some other people, there could be anything else. And you know what? For the first time in my life, I felt that vulnerable like never before. I mean, that vulnerable, like absolutely never before. And I wish I could record this video probably by the cave. Maybe that's exactly what I should have done. But at that moment, that did not even cross my mind. At that moment, all what I was thinking about is like, oh my God, how do I stay safe in that cave? And the reason why I wanted to bring this story to you, because I would like to show you the importance of what I have done in the cave. What I have done in the cave was going into myself. That was feeling what I was feeling, listening to my feelings, listening to my thoughts, recognizing what I was thinking, right? What fears did I have? What exactly was I afraid of? What exactly was making me quite nervous? And I realized I could not fall asleep because it was so scary. And you know what's interesting? if we think about our ancestors, if we think about first people, on the islands, in the planet of Earth, they used to live in caves, right? A cave for them would be a shelter from the danger, from the cold, from the wind, from the snow, right? A shelter from an animal, a shelter from other tribes. So they would see a cave as a shelter. And myself, in our society, in our modern world, I felt like a cave was a danger to me, even though that was probably the most safest place at the moment, right? So what's really interesting, I realized we as a humanity, we disconnected so much from ourselves. We disconnected so much from our heart. We disconnected so much from our soul that going to the shelter like a cave becomes such a tricky and scary experience. So what happened next was really interesting because, of course, it was about, okay, how do I calm myself down? How do I feel better? How do I feel a bit more secure and a bit more calm about staying in the cave? What I have done, I was having a conversation with myself about my future, about my past. It was going deeper into myself. It was viewing, hearing, and observing what exactly I was feeling, right? Listening to my thoughts, as I just said earlier on. So I really wonder, how often do you go inside of your heart, inside of your soul, right? It's something what we don't do that often. It's something what we've forgotten how to do, right? Because our life takes over, because our life is so busy. And I would like to invite you to actually sometimes pretend like you're gone to the cave, right? Literally have some time for yourself so you can witness your emotions, you can witness your feelings, you can witness what happens within yourself. What's interesting today, early on, before I went live, I actually had a conversation with somebody. And the question I was asked was about, how do you step up into your purpose? How do you align with yourself so you can serve from better spot? How can you create such a big impact as you are doing, Olga? What are the first steps? And I said, very often we think it's about be persistent, be consistent, push and pull and achieve and succeed and do all of that. But I said, that's the tip of the iceberg. That's what people see. Okay, that's what people recognize when you achieved something. They say, okay, you're persistent. You come on social media. You are great. You're sharing great value, right? You are educating. You're sharing your knowledge. So yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg. But what people never saw, and that's exactly why I decided to jump on this live and share with you today. What people never saw, it was my journey of going within myself, right? Having that depth conversation, yet having that depth discovery of myself, right? Having these dive into my subconscious, dive into my soul, dive into my heart to see what's inside of that and to witness the raw part of me, the nice part of me, and the ugly part of me, right? People don't see that. But that's exactly what we humans will need to do. If you really want to realign with yourself, in that case, it is about diving deeper into yourself. It is about seeing who are you as a human being inside of yourself. Like when you're raw, when you're vulnerable, when you're in situation where you don't feel safe and you can't have your mask on, what happens to you then? So it was quite profound experience to have that particular cave um, overnight stay, which I must say, it freaked me out to death. Would I do it again? Yes, because of the feelings and emotions which I experienced during that stay, right? Because of everything what I discovered about myself during that stay. But would I do it because of how I felt and what I experienced? No, because that was way too scary. But would I suggest to do it? The answer is yes, absolutely. So what I think we can do as society, as individuals, right, for better connection with ourselves, for better tuning within ourselves, what we can do is actually go within ourselves. Whether it is you taking spare time, whether it is you going away for the weekend, whether it is you just talking to your family and saying, look, all I want is just 1 or 2 days just to myself. Please, let's not have conversation with me. I just want to go within myself. I want to witness my rawness. I want to witness who I am inside of me. Of course, there's a deeper journey. Of course, it's quite easy to say, yeah, just do that. Just spend time by yourself and then you're going to witness yourself. That'll be just the beginning. That'll be just a tiny, tiny beginning. You will only scratch the surface if you will start spending more time with yourself. But that what as a society we all need right now, right? Especially during the nowadays when everybody lives in so much fear, especially during these days when actually there's so much uncertainty. That's exactly where you can find your own certainty. You find your own certainty within yourself. You find your own certainty within your soul, within your heart. But for that, you got to connect to that. So I hope that will inspire you to take more time for yourself, to actually reconnect with your soul and with your heart. I know it can be quite challenging. Many people experience it already. Many more people have never done it before. And I know from my personal experience, it is challenging to do it on your own. So I'm here to hold your hand if you ever are willing to connect more with yourself. Because guess what happens when you connect more with yourself? I will tell you about the examples of my clients, right? So when you connect more with yourself, this is when you start leading as a leader, as a SEO, as a manager, you start leading your company from your heart with better care, with better purpose, with better understanding and exchange of energy, right? Then you uplift your business, right? Because you uplift yourself, you uplift your business as a result. Guess what happens next? People whom you manage, they start performing better because they are managed by you and you are aligned with yourself. And then those managers, those team leaders, those supervisors, whoever is working for you, they start leading their people in a better manner as well. So can you see how you bettering up yourself, you actually making the difference all the way. You're making a difference all the way. But that should start with you. I know very often you as a leader, you probably are thinking, I would like my team members to perform better. I want them to commit better. I want them to do better. But actually, it is about you. You starting to lead better, becoming more ethical leader, becoming more connected leader, right? Becoming more mindful leader. And then you can actually lead much better your teams and allow them to lead their teams much better and much wiser. Okay, so let's remember that connection with the world, the better connection with the world will be only if you better connect with yourself. I'm not sure if you heard the phrase, to change the world, you got to change yourself. For me, that was an eye opening phrase when I was about probably 15 years old. I just learned that phrase. But now I can see how we really can live the truth of that phrase. The minute we get better, we change the world around us. So if you are that person who thinks, I would like to make an impact, I would like to make a difference, I would like to really step up and create this massive change, in that case, let's do this change within yourself, right? Let's create this change within yourself. By now, you probably already realized how everything what you have done was done with the old mindset. By now, you probably already understood how if you will always do what you have always done, you will receive the same results because it's logical, right? But now you probably understood how you were impacted by everything that happens in the world, right? Because you allow that, because you give permission for all of that come into your life and affect you and impact you, right? But that means right now it's a good decision for you to understand and to make a decision of changing your life now, not later, right? It should be done now. Because if you haven't done it by now, you will never do it, right? But from today, if you're going to step up for yourself and if you're going to make this decision that I will do whatever it takes to be a better version of myself, then you will be a better leader, then you will be a better influencer, then you will be a greater person. So, what I would like to wish from my side for you all to reconnect with yourself, right? Reach out if you struggle to do that. I know it's quite challenging. I know it's quite difficult. You experience lots of deep moments, low moments, depression, anxiety, and fear. That all can be dealt with. And I'm here to hold your hand, right? I know that by now many people wish to have this awakening, but they don't know where to start. And that's why I'm here to help you. But remember, I know this experience myself because I've done it myself. And I know how challenging it is, right? That's why I'm happy to hold your hand. But everybody else, if you're not ready to do it just yet, make sure you still take some time for yourself to connect with yourself, to really connect with your soul and your heart, and asking yourself these questions. What is my purpose of life? Why I'm here? Am I here for just doing what I do? Am I here to really live my life the way I live? Am I here to really just exist? Surely not. You're here for a lot more. And it's up to you to decide when you're ready to start searching within yourself. So I hope this will inspire and motivate you, because this experience of staying in a cave, it was very scary. I felt very vulnerable. I felt like I went within the depths of myself like never before. And that was something what I definitely wish everybody would do. In fact, that experience became one of the experiences for my very special program, which is not for everybody, it's for a very selected amount of people. But that particular cave experience now is a part of my program, because I could see how big impact it made on me, on my feelings, on my emotions, and I want to bring that more to other people because I want them to experience that as well. So if you want more information, reach out to me, just send me a message, and I'm happy to have a chat with you to tell you more about this. But until then, make sure you connect with yourself, you stay in touch with yourself, with your soul and your heart. Thank you so much for those who joined me today. Thank you, Mama, for your beautiful comment here. Inner motivation is very important. Otherwise, no one can help you if you don't learn to motivate yourself. And surely that comes from being connected with yourself. It will not come if you're not connected with yourself, right? And thank you so much, Dr. H.C. Washington Pedrola, saying, hello, Olga, enjoy, love the view. Oh, yes, I definitely enjoyed it, actually. Let me share with you a bit more of that. It's really fascinating to be here, and I feel very, very blessed. But not long, because on Sunday I'm flying back to UK, so I will be back there, and I'll see people over there, which I'm very, very excited about. So, what I'll wish you is to have a great, wonderful time connecting with yourself, being in touch with yourself, with your whole, with your soul, with your heart, because that's where the answers are. That's where the truth is. Okay, we all can seek for the answers within others, but actually, all the answers are within you. Okay, for that, you only have to just go within yourself, dive within yourself, and seek within yourself. Whatever you do today, have a wonderful time. Enjoy that. And I'll go and I will also enjoy this beautiful scenery over here. It's a bit too hot, so I might go to sunbathe as well. I hope you enjoyed the session today. That was about my cave experience and what did I bring out of me emotionally, and what did I bring out of me from eternal side of me. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something for yourself as